It may not look like much, but the nail in the pavement and the paint that goes with it means something. Come late fall, this mark will be transformed into the start and finish line of the Edward Hospital Naperville Marathon and Half Marathon. While the open and close for runners may be set in the pavement now, it's been a vagabond since the race's conception.
Our initial reaction was, how can we possibly do a 26-mile marathon without completely shutting down or impacting the city?
They were a little skeptical at first, but we laid out a course, and this is where having a few years' experience came in very handy. We laid out a course with the goals of minimal footprint, minimal impact to traffic. And that was a course that started out near Neuqua Valley and went south into Plainfield and back.
And in the end, the feedback that we were getting from the community is that the downtown route would actually work better. So we finalized a route that would start and end in downtown Naperville at North Central College and include the heart of the city.
The course agreed upon by marathon and city officials started and ended in downtown, with runners trekking through a portion of northern Bolingbrook. After having trouble getting clearance from the village of Bolingbrook, changes were made once again to make the route travel exclusively through Naperville. With that course approved by the City Council in mid-June, the next step was the rubber meeting the road. Literally. Bixler and course director Tom Minicello had to mount their bikes and measure both layouts, which isn't as high-tech as one would imagine.
We've got a counter that goes on the wheel of a bike. It's called a Jones meter, and this is what USATF recommends for measuring a course. The counter's fairly precise. It'll count 11 clicks, roughly 11 clicks per meter. So one rotation of the tire is 20, 30 some clicks.
What works. And so it is kind of interesting that it's still sort of a mechanical device that's been being used for many, many years. But if it isn't broke, don't fix it, I say.
The first stop for the duo isn't the starting line, but rather Herrick Lake in South Wheaton, where the pair rides an already certified 500-meter stretch of road to calibrate their Jones counters.
The goal is to know how many clicks on that counter gets you 1 mile. So by riding, we know temperature change, tire pressure change, or different wheels. We know that today, on my bike, it was 17,710 clicks was 1 mile, based on we ride a 500-meter course, plug it into the spreadsheet, it does the math for us.
After calibration, the team is ready to ride, at times weaving across roads and dismounting to walk around obstacles, the goal being measuring the shortest course possible.
Just like running on the track, we can't measure the outside lane of a track and say that's a quarter mile and have people running on the inside and getting their time for a quarter mile. They're going to get phenomenal times.
Freeze it and go perpendicular. Yeah, we're measuring for a course, and we've got to measure the shortest distance that runners could run so that nobody can be running less than the advertised distance of the race.
And the holy grail of that shortest route possible can put the riders in some hair-raising situations.
You got to be savvy about your safety. And so you're always better off, moving off to the side of the road. And the fact that there's two of us helps.
There's a handful of people that are in a hurry, but for the most part, the drivers are careful and they're courteous, and they see the vests and they say, okay, something's going on here. This isn't some bozo just riding his bike half asleep the wrong way.
All the while, Craig and Tom have to keep track of their counters to mark each mile and make sure they're still on pace.
Right, we're still 10 off. We're allowed 73. 73 at this point?
Yeah.
All right.
It's going very well.
Good day so far.
Yeah. Be systematic about it. Write everything down.
Yeah.
And if both people are writing it down, that helps just to double check each other.
Another issue is the terrain. With 7+ miles of the course occurring in various forest preserves, runners will transition from pavement to crushed limestone on multiple occasions, requiring extra care from Craig and Tom. It's why the duo has ridden certain parts of the course more than 20 different times, and in the process gotten plenty of questions.
We have a lot of people that want to sit down and talk, and we want to do that as much as possible, but we're also on a timeline.
That timeline brought them back here to Highland Avenue in the final 0.2 miles of the marathon, For Craig and Tom, the next few minutes would determine whether their hard work and exhaustive rides equaled a full marathon or whether they would have to completely start over.
I thought when we hit 26, I thought the .2 was a little, short. I was just my intuition from having run many .2s at the final end of a marathon.
But after coming down what is sure to be a packed runway come November, the Jones counters provided some good news.
In 15 miles, we are there. We're that far off.
21 clicks.
Yep. No luck involved there, is there?
After riding more than 25,000 yards, the course measurement is short by just 4. A simple solution: add 2 yards each way in the marathon's hairpin turn at Green Valley Forest Preserve.
It's a big relief. It's pretty amazing considering all the ground we just covered. But I think, if you calibrate and, like Craig said, you do your homework and you follow each other closely and tightly along the way, things should go, the way they went this morning.
That's always the big question mark. Did we do it right? We didn't know as we're coming to the finish. We didn't know, are we on? Are we 5 feet off? Or are we 500 feet off? So it's always nice to hit the finish line like today, or hit one of those markers and say, thank goodness we're on, we're close enough, we can make a tweak out on the course and not have to do the whole process over again.
After filing paperwork with the USATF over the next couple weeks, the Naperville Marathon and Half Marathon courses will be officially certified. And when the runners cross what will surely be a different looking finish line in November, it will be the work of a couple summer cyclists making sure they've covered their magic number, be it 13.1 or 26.2. Reporting from Porter and Loomis, I'm Alex Symonds for the home stretch.